Hello everyone and welcome back to S-Rank, the only home of video games. My name is Ethan and we're back in the water once again to see what the next 4 fishing games in our series are going to be like. That's right, I rank video game fishing. We've done 16 games so far. At the top of our list, a pair of tied winners here. The Blue Marlin for the Nintendo Entertainment System. A game I think more and more about as being like kind of awesome. And it has retro achievements, so I'm thinking about going sometime on my own and really exploring how much of that game I can actually achieve. And then also tied with it at first place is Top Angler for the PlayStation 2 and I guess GameCube. We didn't try the GameCube version, although it looks like it would be the exact same. 2 very excellent video games in our fishing kind of lineup here. At the bottom of our list, Action Bass. A very disappointing, very short-scoped and simple PS1 fishing game that's trying to bite off more than it knows it can chew, if that makes sense. But we got 4 new games today, each on different platforms like usual, including our first DOS game. So today we have the 5th, and the continuing series of Black Bass, this time Super Black Bass, which the series is basically known as from now on in Japan. It's known as Super Black Bass over there. We're going to be getting a lot of games that have random seeming names over here that are actually Super Black Bass 2 and Super Black Bass Pocket and stuff like that. Some games we didn't actually get. So that'll be first up on our list. Then we are, booting up our MS-DOS computer here and playing a Korean fishing game, Nakksigwang. I don't know how to really pronounce that, as you can tell. They would make a few of these. This is, I guess, a similar kind of small series like Trophy Bass, where there's like 5 or 6 of these titles. First 3 of these are on DOS, and then they move to Windows, where it will probably be easier for me to really kind of delve in. TAF System, they made that. And then on the PlayStation, another game I'm hoping isn't going to be similar to Action Bass there, just simply based on the fact that I've never heard of it before. Bass Landing for the PlayStation. I know there is at least a sequel, maybe even a 3rd game, so maybe it's not that bad. Maybe I'm jumping to conclusions. I probably am jumping to conclusions. And then on the PS2, we are continuing the Real Fishing franchise with Real Fishing 3. I actually just yesterday, because it was payday, bought on the Vita here. I had to put money into my PlayStation account on my computer because the mobile app doesn't do it. I did it on the computer. I guess I could have done on the PS5, but I had to go on the website on the computer to add funds so that I can buy a game on the PlayStation Network store on the Vita. You have to do that with PS3 stuff as well. I've done that a lot over the past, 5 years or so. My PS3 or Vita games, but I bought the Real Fishing game that's on the Vita there, Masters Challenge, I think, as well as the other Vita fishing game, which is on the immediate-ish horizon. We're actually going to touch that one sometime soon. Also have been looking into various emulation stuff going on here and delving into the Xbox scene and having to... I delved into it mainly for the Dead or Alive series stuff that I want to be doing and trying to figure out, okay, which of these should I just play on a 360? Which of these should I try to emulate? Which of these are backwards compatible on the Xbox One? I got one of those somewhere, stuff like that. And through all of that, found out that the only, I think, real viable Xbox emulator, Zemu, if there are others, I'm sorry, I'm not aware of them, has only 4 games that don't work at all. Just straight up don't work. And then they have like a few dozen that just crash after the title screen, which is effectively the same thing. I know emulators, they for the sake of documentation for their own purposes, I get the distinction between we can't even get this to run at all, or at least we got to the title screen. But practically, it's like, okay, I get to see the title screen. Any case, of those 4 games that don't even work at all, one of them is one of the fishing games by Atlas, too, no less. And of the 2 Xbox exclusive fishing games, original Xbox, that is, that's the one I was looking forward to the most. So God, I might have to scrounge up an actual Xbox. Of course, it's not on a backwards compatibility program, so I might have to actually buy an original Xbox just to run that game. That is not on the immediate horizon. We have over 150 total titles here. I believe we have done effectively, I'll say a tenth. I think actually the number is at 168. So yeah, a tenth if we round up or down, depending on what we're rounding. And it's only the 4 episodes we've done so far. We're moving on to our 5th one here. Again, I rank these out of 1 out of 20 with 4 different categories. The range from 1 to 5 in each of these. Environment is the more on the graphic side, but it is the ambiance of the environment of the fishing area itself. This is not, I'm not talking about menu graphics or title screen sequences. If that was the case, Top Angler would be a 10 out of 10 at everywhere, or I guess 20 out of 20. No, this is just about the ambiance, the scenery, how well are they replicating what they want to be replicating, because they could be going for a really realistic route, or a cartoonish but still exciting route. However they want to do that, that's what environment is. Music and sound. A lot of this is the sound effects of your actual rod and the water effects that might be happening, as well as the music that happens before and after you get a strike or you hook it, or whatever verbiage they want to use. A lot of these games use different ones. Fish variety is more than just the actual number of different types of fish. It's the number of ways in which you can try to get a fish, how picky they are. Do you have a bunch of different lures and rods? And does that matter? That's something that we don't really get to see in the, maybe half hour we get or with each game, half hour to an hour. But we do get to at least see how many options there are and get an understanding of the different number of ponds or lake streams, whatever, and how all that works. So that's what fish variety is. And fishing feel is the controls, which we've seen a lot of different control styles. We've seen dog shit ones where it's kind of just like you just hold the button down, maybe. And then we've seen the more kind of, I call it Zelda style because of Ocarina of Time, but it's just left and right away from the fish while you're holding down A. And then, these games like having a tension meter or a bar or however or just sound effects for, hey, you stop reeling because you're going to have the line snap, let the fish, go off a bit. Okay, now, some of that stuff. But then we've seen actually our only 5 in Fishing Feel, Fisherman's Challenge by Konami on the PlayStation 2 has a dual analog stick thing going on where you're reeling in with the right stick while you're kind of thumbing down with the left stick to actually it's interesting, I will say. It's very interesting. Despite how difficult it was, very neat, very cool. So I'm interested and excited to see how these games control. I have a good feeling about how a Super Nintendo game is going to work and a PlayStation game and how real fishing has worked in the past. But this DOS game, which I did boot up to make sure it works and all that jazz, that's going to be interesting. So why don't we hop in? I'm going to close this down here, hop over to here, and let us begin with Super Black Bass by Hot Bee. Awesome logo. I'm going to get that on a hat. Got some Mode 7 stuff coming on here. Okay. Music's already awesome. The scrolling through the... Oh, wow. Okay. Huh. I mean, this music is fantastic. It's got such a goofy energy to it that because you see a lot of these games out there that they're going for different styles and whatnot, different intensities on what it means to be fishing, whether it's super relaxing or intense or just a good time, and that's what this is trying to get across. At least what I get across from this image, from this music here. And it looks like they actually digitized a photograph, because I can't imagine someone actually going in and drawing that kind of background behind all the text and logo here. This music is still going. This music's still going. Oh, let's just begin. New game. Okay, gotta enter in our name. Obviously, our name collectively is Ethan. Cool. You can press start to end it. Awesome. I want that on a big pin. Tournament time, 7 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Hope you can bring a lunch. Tournament rules, catch only black bass. Your ranking will be based on the total weight of the... Okay, so here's the thing. Here on the channel, a running joke, inside joke that sometimes permeates into the channel, sometimes it's not, between the three of us, Devin, David, and myself, is that David struggles with reading text unless it is the most basics of fonts with clean, if not empty, solid color backgrounds. And I make fun of him a lot for that because it's not that hard. And some text, especially in like a logo, isn't something that you're going to be reading off of a 8-point print page, you know, in a little tiny paperback book, right? I make all those jokes, but man, this is kind of hard to read. Your ranking will be based on the total weight of bass brought to the weigh-in. Live well limitations, 5 fish maximum. Okay, so we can only have 5 fish. For 5 bass, you need to call and release. Yep. Late penalty. Oh, it's not. So this game isn't going to automatically cut you off. Interesting. 116? Is that minute or weight? Like 16 ounces? Any case, 116 penalty for each minute late to weigh in. Over 20 minutes late and you lose the day's weight. Oh. Okay. Nose is itchy. Okay, first step to becoming a pro bass angler. Your goal is to finish in the top 3 and advance to the amateur championship. I like we have just this tiled image and these like off-brand Mario pipes, blue pipes up at the top. Skywater Lake. Weather is sunny. Wind is, I assume that means nothing. Okay, it's a nice solid 59 degrees. I prefer 62 in my walking around weather. And I assume 9/14 is the date? Right? Or is that just the number of fish in there? Because there's a fish next to it. God, my nose is itchy right on the tip of my nose. Oh god, it's another drive the boat around game. We experienced this already on Super Nintendo. With TNN... I forget what the full title is called. There's a few TNN games. Wow, okay. And we have, yep, the depth thing at the bottom. Well, I know that being near the kind of seaweed here is good. Okay. Okay, a little bit of scrolling, but not crazy on the parallax. Oh, because it's mode 7, that's why. Okay, that's right, it's mode 7. Man, this is very similar to that TNN Outdoor Championship or TNN Bass something. We ranked it. There doesn't seem to be a instant reel in option. Oh no, there is. Okay. I think it's A and B at the same time. Okay. Oh, can I just... Okay. Didn't really represent our, didn't really represent our location that we picked on the map. Or maybe I need to be, like, right in it. You know what I mean? The start here still just pauses. Select still does nothing. Okay. X brings this up. Weeds supply oxygen and food to the bass. Weeds are great. Yeah. That's why I'm here. Okay, press Y to go into fish mode. So now if I pick this. Okay, there was a reticle there. It's not really angling over there, but okay. Oh, there's a fish. Okay, A and B just reels it in completely. I never hit it all the way at the top. Still, a nearly 60-foot cast is pretty good, right? Yeah, this is very, very similar to that other game. So the point where I want to look up some research now and be like, did I misunderstand? Was that other game one of these? You know? Was I misinformed? Did we do one of these games out of order? Oh, there's a thing out there. Oh, I think that's my target reticle. So far, I saw one fish that was too far at the top of the screen from when we landed to be a thing we'd be interested in. But, I mean, I'm holding A down. Oh, there's a fish. They blend in a little bit. There's a couple of them. Yeah, they blend in really well. Transparency layer. These fish seem to be just going on a cycle. Okay, reeling it in. We gotta be able to, Okay, there we go. These always do well for me, I think. Uh-huh. Yeah, get something low. Yep. That's neat how they're actually showing the spinner animation, sort of. No real way to jerk the rod, though. I don't know how you set the hook. Because, I mean, this... Oh. Okay. No sounds for this. No music either. I think we got it. That was... anticlimactic. This thing weighs nothing? Oh, okay. 2.7 pounds. Got a bass, but it's a runt. Hey, man, that's lunch. Strip out the scales, the skin, the guts. That's gotta be about a pound, right? Catch more bass the way you caught this one. Hey, that's advice. Dude, I will never get it at the top there. It's very weird to see Mode 7 stuff in an emulator up-rendered in the scale, because it technically should be very crunchy, pixelated look until it zooms more in, but it doesn't. You know, it looks really clean, and it sets the scale of everything off. I also have no idea how I set the hook. I kind of just pressed everything at once, and then nothing happened, and then I just kept jamming on buttons. Not a good thing, you know what I mean? I should have, well, we'll try. I think maybe down. That's what I would do. Because in theory, that's you know what I mean? I always press it too early. I'm just holding down here, and I'm not... Okay. Not actually reeling in with A. Huh. Just the physics on the theoretical line, right? Some games will let you basically do that, right? But then when you go to reel, you have more slack, right? Because you've yanked it. This one, it doesn't look like it accounts for any of that extra slack, so to speak. Sorry, had a sneeze. Alright, let's change your angle and try again. Or maybe I'll just... Okay. This does the hot B method, where the bar doesn't go down. It just resets. And then you have to press the button again to get it to start. I wonder what happens if you actually land it in the thing. I'm drifting it left or right because that's how I would imagine something like this might happen. Although the water is going the opposite direction. At least that's what it visually looks like to me. It's pretty gridded, I'm not gonna lie. I can't tell if it's the transparency layer that's supposed to be doing all of the top of the water stuff, or if it's a floor tile. But it doesn't look good. Alright, why don't we, let's sail. Let's drive. I guess you drive a boat with a motor, right? Let's go somewhere else. Is there a map? I don't think so. Can you go in reverse? No. They learned. Okay. It's tiny. I'll say our other Super Nintendo fishing game, whatever that TNN game was, boat had a little bit more pep to it. Let's try over here. What does it have to say about this? Well, I don't know if this is a good spot or not, but let's give it a try. Ugh. Close, but not... I want to get it to max. I want to see what happens if you land it in your reticle. Because it doesn't really seem to, like, do anything. Ooh, there's the guy there, right there. Shoot. Turn around. Give it another try. That was close, sir. Oh, almost. Drop it on him. Didn't seem to like that one. What if I brought it down a little bit more, it'd be easier? Okay. So it is semi-keeping track of where fish are. Still too short. Still too short. Oh, now we're somewhere else entirely. Or maybe we might actually be too far down the thing. That looks good. Okay. We get something. We'll have to try a different lure, I guess. Let's see, that was B? No. That was X here. Oh, their color. Right. I'm thinking brown worm. Or dark green worm. Gross. Gross. I already know we, are too far down. We're driving somewhere else. Maybe even just back to the weeds. The little guy in the boat's kind of cute. Is this good, I wonder? I love how it said Hot B on the dash there. Okay, okay. Ooh. Okay, I can't tell if this is, like, good information or just the way it looks at this resolution. I think it might just be... the latter. Well, no. They definitely, tiled it specifically. I don't like this, this bait. We're gonna go back to red. Yeah, let's try that. Oh. Yeah, there's one right there. I think there was another one further down, too. Let's go back to our spinner here. Yep, got it. Yes. Oh, it cut the line. Ugh. The jerk. That's not what I wanted. Different color variations of your lures are a very easy way for these older games, especially the ones on the NES. Were caught in the weeds. Great. It's an easy way for at least the NES games to add some extra easy variety, because it's like, well, it's silver, so it glitters more. You know, that type of thing. So some fish might like that more, without having to, like, draw more sprites and store them in memory, you know? So, is that fish gone because he got the thing? He's like, I'm done for the day. I'm going home. I didn't see him there. I swear. Caught again. Oh. I'm free? Think I'm too far down now? It's okay, I am stuck once more. I think that's supposed to be a bird call. Super Nintendo, famously a sound sample-based sound chip. Excuse me. Doesn't do everything, I would say, correctly. Not correctly, but convincingly. Well, one thing I do kind of hope that is an option is a fast forward the day so we can see the weigh-in process as I just continue to fumble with my nose on camera. Damn, these weeds are tough. I guess let's change and save our one there. Let's do the cork. I think, at least I assume that's supposed to be a cork bobber. This should hopefully stay out of the weeds. Okay, we've hit the edge of the level, so to speak. Doesn't really seem to be interested. Thrashing about. Well, I always gotta try a frog. Wow, okay. So the first time that happened, I pressed the quick reel in, and it happened like that. These past 2 times now, it's just happened from reeling. So... watching his arm sprite move up and down is a little goofy to me. Right. Haven't tried this one. I think we've seen enough. Is there a skip to weigh in? Because I don't want to sit here till in-game 4:30. Oops, I pressed the start fishing button. To also be clear here, the depth finder thing on the bottom right corner is flickering, supposed to at a very even pace, and on my end it is. It's just not being captured correctly, so I'm not gonna. That's not a fault of the game, because sometimes I can see it. Not flicker correctly. I imagine it's flickering for effect to kind of simulate what one of those types of screens would be like. Because it's just like the solid image and then just black. That's the alternating thing. So it's not like it's trying to do a transparency, which Super Nintendo can do. Oh, there is a reverse. It just doesn't have a sound. Strange. Oh, there we go. I forgot L and R. Literally. Okay, so that gets rid of the, bill. Oh, well, you do have a full screen experience if you'd like. No way to be like, yep, I'm done. Huh? No way to fast forward to the end of the route, huh? End of the tourney day. Because I imagine this is multiple days. Okay. That was Super Black Bass. We're gonna leave the music playing. I don't know if that gets distracting. Hey, maybe by the time we're done with this, actually, it's just the name for now. Maybe by the time we're done ranking this, we'll actually see that 4:30 thing roll around. Super Black Bass for the Super Nintendo. A little disappointed. I mean, it's extremely similar to TNN Bass Tournament of Champions, which I have developed by gaps here. I might need to look in more and see, because man, that game is very similar to this one. 2 years after the fact, so I can kind of see learnings from this being applied to TNN Bass Tournament of Champions. Maybe this is a sequel to the game we just played, and I didn't catch that. It's very, very possible. Environment, I gave that a 4 up there. I don't think this is as good. The lake is small. When you're out there and fishing, it's not so Tournament of Champions there. Did not just parallax scrolling of like the background and like the foreground, you know what I mean, scrolling at different, speeds. I mimed that with my hands terribly. It had individual layers of the water be different parallax scrolls, and it was more of a turn showing everything. It looked really neat. This is going for mode 7, so it is just a plane that is being angled like so, and then, it casts over like this. That pseudo 3D type of nature, surely impressive at the time, I'm sure. And obviously running this in an up-rendered emulator kind of ruins maybe some of the texture that would have had. But I'm sorry, this music is getting annoying. We're gonna stop that. But yeah, I will say the sitting in the boat, not as interesting looking or feeling as TNN Bass Tournament of Champions or other Super Nintendo title. Music and sound, I mean, I like that title screen music, and I sort of like the music we were just listening to. But there really is just the light water crashing against like your boat type of sound. There is a reeling sound. There is no music for or any type of audio indicator that you've hooked the fish. It's really deflating feeling. It makes the whole thing kind of feel like a little lame. I'm gonna give it a 2. I'm expecting more, honestly. Expecting more. Fish variety, it is just bass. That's what we're going for, but that's the whole type of title. Looks like there was, 6 to 8 different lure types, 3 different colors. I'm sure there's other types of ponds, and I get the impression that time of day, or at least rather temperature, and maybe wind. Wind probably affects your casting. Not really the fish itself, but temperature, would play a little bit of a part into it. But I think it's very run-of-the-mill and not that impressive. I'm waffling between a 2 and a 3 right now. I want to give it a 3 because I wasn't, disappointed. It was just run-of-the-mill. Yeah, I mean, as much as it was annoying to get stuck in the weeds all the time and constantly lose my lures, that is a factor in it as well. I'll give it a 3. Maybe I'm being too generous. I'll give it a 3. Fishing feel, it is just holding down the A button on your Super Nintendo controller. You can drift your lure with left, right, and down. It's not a jerking motion. It doesn't visually simulate that. I talked about the lack of a assumed line slack when you're jerking it in and then start reeling. It was moving immediately when you were reeling after that. It should not. It's when the fish gets on it, it is similar actually to TNN Tournament of Champions, TNN Bass Tournament of Champions, where the fish is going crazy. You have your two meters there, in a tension bar going in the middle. It's a little bit chaos. It would get some getting used to. I don't think any of that was bad. Part of me being thrown off because of the music isn't doing it any favors, but that's not in the controls. I'll give it a 3. It's standard for the time. Which brings the game's score to a total of 11, which, according to past math, it brings us a C, but as a reminder, S, A, B, C, D, E, and F, these are the criteria for that. I'm thinking about making a graphic for this and have it float above my head when we have this scene on, instead of having to scroll over here, because this is like an unlabeled field. You know what I mean? Just where I figured I can throw it. Because this will always be forward and we'll get down. But yes, 11 sits just at the lower end of a C. Our first C of the day. Our second 11 ever. Black bass lure fishing. Yeah, okay, the one from last time. The other black bass game on the Game Boy, and then its later re-release on Game Boy Color. Okay. Well, that is our first title underway. Our second title is going to be interesting. Let me get this going here. Some of this might have a little bit difficult controls, as I'm not entirely certain. I haven't messed around a whole lot with DOSBox Pure, but I'm thinking this will work. Okay. Yes, that is very loud. He's daydreaming. Just a guy working in an office, and he's dreaming about fishing. That is my understanding from when I booted this up last. Yes, this is a fishing game. This is the attract screen right now, and we're going to watch this because I need to watch these menus because it's showing you what to do. Second one, bottom one, top option, 4. Don't know what that did. Okay, the second option there. They picked the top one. Then they picked the bottom one. Oh my god. I don't know what that meant, what that did. This is, you know, we're gonna have to grade this a little bit more gingerly. Dragging on a hook. Okay, adding a bobber just kinda to the line there. Okay, which one of these is do the fish? Oh, okay. Ooh. Okay. I imagine that was line weight. Okay, I think my controller is doing some of this. Yes, the left analog stick is moving our mouse around. Let's go over to A here. Yes. I have our virtual mouse that I'm controlling with... Oh, I can use my regular mouse as well. Or I could use the analog stick. I guess I'll use the stick. Okay. Nope, I don't know what that did. I'm just gonna mimic. Mimic our options here. Oh. Okay. I think I dropped that. Okay. Wait. Sometimes I can't tell which of these is left click and which of these is just lots of dogs. Oh, that was leave. Okay. What's this one? I don't know if I need to reapply a hook. Okay, doesn't seem so. Time of day switch. Okay, it's scary. I'm not gonna lie. I found that scary. I caught one? How do I fish? Let me start. I must not have paid attention. Now, this is not on the game, remember. This is... Oh, right, that's the time of day switch. What was this last one? Oh, I just quit the game. Okay. Give it another try. Anyone want to do a translation ROM hack for this game that only I might ever be interested in? Beyond those with nostalgia for playing this game back in the day? Okay. Those dogs are not from outside your house. Folks at home, that is me. I don't know what that option was. 8? Okay. Oh. That's odd. I will say kind of dumb that they make you, no. Drag with your mouse the thing over. Although I guess that might be interesting to someone. Some of these hooks are interesting. I never saw that balance scale looking thing before. Dogs are insane. What? Right. Okay. How do I throw the line out? How do I do that? Do I click on the fish? I don't think I do. This just brings us back to the... Oh! I right-clicked out here. Okay. Nope. Am I not prepared? Okay. I think I'm prepared. I don't think I'm prepared. Maybe we gotta put another hook on. This is the one from the explanation screen. God, I don't think this is the game's fault for like this being the tracking speed on the mouse. I think it is just DOSBox. Okay, I mean, yeah, the hook got updated, so it does recognize. Was there bait we needed to put on the hook? Come on. What was this? that a... Did I just snap a glow stick in half? Wait. Well, no, where's the option? God, these sounds are so loud. Uh-huh. Maybe I only had 2. Oh. No matter. I would like to fish. Clicking any of these options opens this menu. Okay, now it's not showing my thing anymore. Because that option is supposed to show my rod. Okay. Drag this back on. I like this location better. maybe we'll try this first. Okay. Pick 4. Pick the bottom one. Pick 6. I think what I just did was, with one of those options, pick the size of the hook, and the other one pick the type of hook. I think that's what that is. I don't know what that's supposed to do. Doesn't seem to do anything. This one is attaching our bobber type. Or maybe there's only one type. And then this bottom option here, oh, is a different kind. Okay, we'll go with this one. Okay. That was me holding what I think is supposed to be right click. I'm clicking left. Me holding right click down. Oh. I think you have to like move and flick. Try again. In the kind of a track screen thing, casting showed a different look. Is my this here the wrong kind? We'll attach it up there. Okay. I think that's trying to say it's up too high. Okay. Learning. Oh. Man, that sucks that there is a dead zone between these menu options where if you click that, it acts as if you didn't click anything and it closes. We go here. I think that means it went under, which is also no good. I mean, for us, but that doesn't necessarily mean the fish wouldn't like it. So, I don't know. Is that good? Are we near someone's house? I mean, I guess I've never been to Korea. Are there a bunch of wild dogs there? Or coyotes? Alright, this is as high up as it will let me. Okay, and it won't let me. As high up as the sprite goes. Okay. Obviously, too much. The sound effects are... I mean, they're loud. Man, I'm going to be clicking freaking off. I got to use the controller. Mouse moves out of the thing and starts interacting with other things on Windows here, so... I guess I'm going back to using this controller. How's that? We gotta figure this out. We at least gotta be able to cast the line somewhere. Can I use this other one? Okay. That was enough. Now we wait. Now we wait. We wait and we wait. Till perhaps we are unable to wait. There was a fish jumping around. Okay, left click did nothing. Right click did nothing. Okay, left click and dragging back did that. Wait, I think I can just cast again, right? Okay. I never saw a bait option. That's a lie. There was one in the menu. Oh, okay. This works too. Let's go with tiny size. Okay. Get some bites. Come on. Okay, well, he was just poking at it, didn't eat our thing. Oh, he got it. Top option here. Ew. That, please. What's this option? Worms, okay. Okay. We out here. Catching. That's what we do. That's what we do. This is a very strange computer game. Yeah, he got it. Beautiful little swan we got flying by. I almost said swimming. That's how fish-pilled I am. Soon as I see it start to go down irregularly, we're pulling. That first time I waited, because I couldn't tell if that was like a not quite it type of, you know, it's just kind of poking it. These dogs are so loud. Oh, still have our worm. You really have to stare at it. No, I think I just did it too early again. It's weird casting with the mouse. It's just very strange. Got a controller in my left hand, and then a mouse. I guess I'll wait a beat once it starts to move irregularly like that. No. Still too early. I like his taff chair and jacket. I think it's just goofy and neat to have the game studio have, yep, that's the characters have our branded stuff. You know what I mean? Not that they make any of that stuff in real life, obviously. I guess it just stealth got it. We're freaking feeding these fish. What's going on here? Cast the line. Did I not apply worm? There we go. Fish, fish, fish. I'm trying to have a good time with this. A lot of it comes down to both just, I don't know if it's the weirdness of this game. I've always heard DOSBox Pure is practically perfect. That it shouldn't have like major hiccups or anything like that. The fact that it's in a different language does not help at all, obviously. And then now it... I, like, need to hook one just so I know. You know? Just so I know. But I wouldn't be surprised if it is just one of the times you reel back, do you have it now? And it's not like some sort of fighting, you know. You're not having a system act out of mechanics between you and the fish to try to catch it. Is it just because he just yanks back? So maybe that's not what I'm supposed to do. Wait. But I didn't see a reel on his rod. But that also could just be the way it's being drawn. Okay, I don't know. Up does the same thing. Because like what I'm doing, so I right click to go to here, and then I'm left click, and then it's kind of like a swipe to throw the line, and then to yank it back, it's just like the reverse. Which I'm sure felt intuitive, maybe at the time. See, I did it as soon as it was moving. These dogs are really annoying. I was doing it as soon as it was moving. As soon as I could, reaction-wise. As soon as I could. Things already gone. So I guess I just... Is it the kind of hook? Right? Is it the kind of hook? I'm just gonna tell you right now, I'm giving this game a low score for the sound. Because, oh my god. Let's try this kind. I mean, they like these worms. It's not an issue of bait. I believe this was 94. Either 93 or 94. Maybe 95. Wow. Oh. Oh, wait. It already ate it, didn't it? Let's try, Hello? Let's try, I don't know. Was that shit? Pellets? What's supposed to be on the end here? Yeah, it's just a weird way of doing it. Obviously, it's a cultural thing. You know what I mean? But just straight up holding the line and just, you know what I mean? Birds are cool. This little potato at the end of... Tired of hearing these damn dogs. If I was this guy, and I'm like, I'm just trying to... Oh, he ate some of it already. And I'm just trying to, like, enjoy the only day I have off from work. I'm just out here on the pond. I'm hearing all these goddamn dogs. That don't matter. It doesn't matter how much my kid asks me. We're never getting a dog. Let's go back to the little shrimpies. Let's do a medium one. Come on, come on. Let's check out the other areas. The dog's still barking. Okay. Oh. Thought I clicked it. We have our different areas here. Have a nice day. Oh. I tried typing out thanks, but I don't think it was expecting that. Well, that, folks, as I scroll over here, was Nakksigwang 1994 for DOS by Task System. I think we're gonna have to return to this game at some point. The language barrier on this is a little bit too much. I got an understanding on what we're supposed to do up until the point where, like, okay, they're biting. The only action I seem to have is to yank the thing back, and it's just that doesn't do anything. Either they've already eaten the bait before we got any indicator that the thing was moving, or it was too early, or at least they didn't bite on. So I don't know. Environment, I mean, I've seen significantly better DOS games, better looking DOS games, especially by 94. I mean, they were doing cool 3D stuff at the time. Man, it's very simple, right? The whole kind of presentation and everything that they're doing is very simple. This is definitely a I don't want to say, I don't know if Taft made games before this. Maybe this was a first crack at this type of game, or just a game. They're certainly the first of this series, but the first type of a game that they made at all. I don't know, but it has a very simple, and I wouldn't say amateurish, but like, just an extremely simple and short-scoped approach for spots on the lake, right? They obviously all have different looks to them. I did like the swans flying by. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it was also just like, I was expecting a lot better for a computer game in 94. You know what I mean? Like, I'm expecting more. Music and sound. Giving that a 1. It had no music at all, for 1. Unless music played when you caught a thing, And all the sound effects, well, yeah, they're loud. Maybe that's my fault for having my headphones on too loud or whatever, but just very jarring audio. Just very jarring audio. Fish variety. We have different... I don't know what fish are out there, unfortunately. It's why we're going to have to revisit this game at some point in the future. Not near future, but in the future. But you have you have 4 different hooks, 2 different bobbers, 3 different types of bait, with 3 and then 4 of each kind. That's something. That's something. That is something. And having to prep your rod. Other games have done that. Select your lure, right? Select your line itself, or your rod even. I get it. I'm going to drag the thing out there was a little dumb, but maybe it's just due to how the emulator was handling the mouse, you know what I mean? Where it was very low frame rate on tracking speed on the mouse. Well, the speed was fine. It was just often it was capturing its motion. I'm going to give it a 2. I feel like this wasn't given a full shake, but at the same time, we're going to be sitting here for hours trying to learn that game, when that requires now extra homework. So, I mean, I'm also going to... Man, do I give this a 1? I mean, I guess I think it's neat that it's mouse-based and not just click-based, right? Or button-based, but keyboard, key-based. Man, I couldn't get it to work. That could be a me thing, right? Because I hate, hate's maybe a strong word for this, but someone playing an old game and they're very clearly not used to it or anything like that, and they're quick to blame the game for things, even though things might be signposted or whatever. Like, hey, maybe you should have an assumption that you're not doing things correctly, or that there is definitely a way, or this is a well-known game, so clearly people like it for a reason. There's something I'm missing. The whole idea of there's something I'm missing, I feel like, is a mindset that not a lot of people have when they go play retro games. It's a lot of like, no, this is dumb. No, but modern games, So obviously I'm missing something, though, because I wasn't able to actually hook anything. Do I just give it the benefit of a doubt and give it a 2? We're going to revisit this game at some point, so... It's our current lowest score at a 7, which puts it in E territory. Damn. I feel bad. We are absolutely going to revisit this game. I'm not going to learn Korean, but I'm going to do more research onto how one plays this game. I guess that's stuff, man, I should have done ahead of time. You know what I mean? Maybe I was just a little bit too hopeful, because I did set this up a week ago to make sure it worked, and it did. And I was like, cool. I will watch that like intro video thing when we start, and because I'll have a fresh perspective, but maybe that was the bad choice. So asterisks on this one. Nakksigwang. Tentatively 7 out of 20, an E. Things that won't change. Environment and music and sound. These will not change. Fish variety depends on if there is a variety of different fish. I'm under the assumption that there is. I guess if there's only one kind of fish, then it would go down. And fishing feel, that all depends on when we revisit how that game's going to behave. What information I have going in, and just, is it actually more, if it is just as simple as you just, because, again, you're clicking, left click, when your dude's out there, you left click, and then I was doing like a left to front motion, because this didn't seem to do anything, more of that. That's to cast the thing out, and then when it's in there, well, I did try this at one point to be goofy, this, mouse drag down and release, was to yank the thing back. If it is just as simple as you yank it back and there's a fish on it, then it's a 1. I'm assuming that there's a little bit more to it. That's why I'm putting it at a 2. If there's even more to it than that, we'll put it at a 3. I need more information. Unfortunately, it doesn't look or sound great at all. 94 on DOS, Duma's out. And that's a really mean comparison to make. There are plenty of other DOS games that are slow and not action-paced, you know what I mean, that certainly look better. So anyway, that is its tentative place for right now. We're going to move on to a game I'm curious about. I'm obviously curious about a lot of these. But this is one I am curious about for morbid reasons. This is a game that I only heard about doing research. It has no retro achievements, so maybe it's not super popular. Although Real Fishing 2 on the PlayStation, I am one of less than 24 people who have an achievement in it. I think. I want to get all those retro achievements. I mean, I was getting up suspiciously high up on the leaderboard, I will say. I had never heard of this PS1 fishing game until doing research, but it has a sequel, so we'll see if it's any good. We are going to play... Boom, boom. Bass Landing for the PlayStation. I know I already said what games we're playing, but I don't know, I gotta keep it a little bit suspenseful if you jump ahead. Maybe? This is a PS1 game. We're doing this in Duck Station. What is slowly becoming my favorite emulator. Because I just like its whole front end and everything. H-Tech, they are a publisher that has published the Western versions of a lot of From Software games. They don't own them or anything. bsky is the developer, I believe. You get a cool pre-rendered... Maybe I'm jumping the gun here on saying it's cool, but we get a pre-rendered intro. Okay. Screen tearing is probably a me thing, don't worry. Uh-huh. Don't know what action that was supposed to be. Oh yeah. Ignition on. We were already out in the lake, which means you had to have turned the boat on already, but... and then you took the key out. Maybe safety first. Although terrible, actually. I bet top boating advice, don't take the key out when you're out on the water, because what if you drop it in the water? Hope you have an oar, you know? Okay, thumb in the line. Oh, this rules. Worm. Okay, okay, okay. Alright. Alright. I love our jazz fusion that's going on. Okay. Wow, and I was nervous about this game. That's a little goofy looking. We gotta have another replay of it, but whatever. It's a good looking fish right there. Okay, that was giving me top angler adjacent vibes. And I am a man who hates using the word vibes. I think it's overused. Bass Landing. 99. Start, continue, and option. What's in our options? Timescale. Speed of the game, perhaps? Vibration, replay, rod action. Indicator. Background music. Music, natural, off. Huh. We're going to come back and we're going to try natural. I have a feeling this is music, obviously, and this is just nature sounds. Monoroll is always weird to read. Especially since they write stereo and not, like, stereoscopic audio. But they'll write monoroll, not mono. I don't know. I like that logo. I might replicate that logo for something. Depends on how good this game is. And please input your name. Oh, something in my eye. Okay, so the sound effect of you selecting a thing gets cut off when you go to move, because it goes to play another sound. So the sounds aren't blending in. Oh, this game is stuck in the past. God, my brain read that gender as elf for a second. Hey, do I do the tutorial? I guess the answer is yes, to be fair, if I want to treat this fairly. It just depends on how long this tutorial is. Oh, okay. Hi, I'm your Bass Landing Information Assistant. How can I help you today? H-Tech Fishing School. Well, listen, I'm not one to judge when it comes to hair routines, because I prefer whatever little I can do as possible. But bangs are out, especially bangs like that. They're cutting down past your eyebrows. Although she's got a very excited look on. She's got a very South Park-esque mouth. Or it's just moving way too fast. This is your first visit, right? Want to take the Bass Landing tutorial course? Great. Even if you have bass fishing experience, everyone starts from the beginning. Now, obviously, this is a Japanese game, so her mouth movements are meant to replicate how one speaks in Japanese. My question, knowing obviously that this doesn't have, well, maybe it did have actual audio recording of a woman speaking, and they just took it out for the English because who cares? You know what I mean? We're not going to pay to have someone else voice act it. Maybe, because my question, assuming that that's not the case and there is no dubbed in Japanese, did they try to mimic the mouth movements of actually speaking this line? Because it seems intensively specific. It's not just the anime thing, you know what I mean, of just open and close. Classes cover everything you need to know. By the time you graduate, you'll be an awesome angler. Would you like to enroll? She winked at me. She did it twice. That's the spirit. You'll speed through this course in no time. Listen, lady, you don't know me. I got kicked out of Korea because I didn't know how to fish there. So I'm back here in Japan. We're gonna give that game another shot, I promise. I feel really bad, like, ranking a game that I couldn't get to fully work. So that's an asterisk on that. The course is 7 steps and a final exam. You graduate once you complete them all. I hope I can back out and just do regular fishing. Each step starts with an explanation, and then you practice what you learned as many times as you want. Get lots of practice so that you can ace the test. I've heard that anglers with high scores even win prizes. Ready to start? Oh, one more thing. This will be $30,000. About the teacher. Some people think she's too strict. You won't have any trouble with her. Just don't give up. What a mean coworker. To all the new potential students, prospective students, be like, hey, your teacher. Some people say they don't like her. Like to have that go around as soon as casting. If this is just a very simple fishing game, then this is hello. Hi, welcome to Age Tech Fishing School. Glad to have you aboard. I'm your instructor. You may have heard about me. Whatever you heard, believe it. Listen, lady, I know that after 5 p.m., you're already drunk. And everyone you're drinking with likes it. I'm in charge of your progress from now on. I'll guide you through the steps and keep you on target until you graduate. We'll start with step 1, casting. I mean, I guess I like this presentation. This is way more than, say, Action Bass gave, where it was just like, I don't know, fucking do it. You know, and then what you did sucked. Look at the screen. You'll notice that Bass Landing has 4 casting techniques, okay? Overhead cast, side hand. Oh, it's in Comic Sans. I love it. Side hand cast, pitching, and skipping. Comic Sans is hated for no reason. First is the overhead cast. It's the most basic casting technique. It lets you cast with a long distance. On a downside, it's easily affected by wind. You'll learn to overcome that after a while. The overhead cast is also very easy to control. The second technique is called... Okay, so they're not going to show me how. Side hand. Yep. Wind. Yep, you'll hit things. Pitching. Third cast, use it for greater accuracy. Is it underhand? Also, the lure splashes into the water more gently. Skipping. This one is fun. I don't really like how much definition they put into her teeth. It should just be white. You know what I mean? So it's just a little bit too much detail in there. Anyway, it's just the skipping a stone on water. In practice, you'll be able to cast the lure cleanly to tight places where it would normally snag on something. Oh, that's the lecture in casting. Okay. 2 types of reels. Spinning reel, bait reel. Yep, thumbing. Yep. This really needs to be like a course. But like, show me the buttons. What button was thumbing? Right? Alright, hey, we get to practice. Surprised she isn't backwards in that chair being like, yo, kid, what's up? Bass Lake, oh, get it? Look at the image. It kind of looks like a fish. Maybe I'm reading into that. All the future pros practice there. Sure. And then the graphics are of that. You know what I mean? We went from the pre-rendered dude to anime, like chalkboard anime. All right, so it's a 3D thing we got going on here. I'm not controlling this. It looks like we have an actual 3D lake, so that's cool. I didn't move any of this. Oh, that guy looks like shit. It's great. It's a great day on the lake. This is as good as it gets. Let's start off with the overhead cast. Use the X button to switch to casting mode. A casting meter will appear. Notice that the lower red bar starts moving. When it meets the red bar on top, press the X button again. Try that 3 times. Oh, right. Oh. The line looks awful. It looks all like it's ripped up. Okay, so we're just switching casting techniques. I did. I got it. Did it say 5 times to do this? I mean, I'm doing it. I wonder how, like, important having 4 different ways to cast is. I mean, it sucks, but... Oh, I have to move the analog stick out there. Understood. Yay. I think this is all very unnecessary. This seems like this is, I don't know, the beginning of a story mode. There is no way out of this. Yeah, I personally would only ever do an overhead cast, except I guess here. Right, pitching, I guess, for... So that kind of bar is more of like, how well are you able to cast to the spot you predetermined to be where you want to send it, right? Getting it into the red just means you get it on target. Of course, we have wind happening right now. Alright, so I passed, right? So it's 70 out of... do I need to skip here? Okay. Come on. We are not doing the other tutorials. I will figure it out with me play. Okay. I mean, obviously. Natural. I don't want to do any more of this. Yeah, I'll save. 3 memory card blocks? 3? Jesus. Yeah, I want to keep playing. I want to actually catch a fish. Is there no way out? Yes. Sorry. I'm really sorry. School's not for me. Free fishing. Oh, weird. It doesn't check your memory card when you boot up the game. It does it on menu options. Lunker Lake. You know what this sound effect sounds like? Pokemon Snap. I don't know what it would be in Pokemon Snap. Is it throwing a thing? Is it the menuing through there? Oh man, I want to play that again. I may or may not be arriving from Amazon the 8-bit Doe N64 controller. Because I can't get the official Nintendo Bluetooth one to work on RetroArch. Oh, because we're gonna do Pokemon Snap. Let's keep it simple and do Lunker Lake. Set up the lake environment. I'm curious. Pressure, huh? Season. Okay, September. Japan, September. So, not like it is where I live in New York State. That letter M there. No. Sure. Okay, so you have a lot of options here. Okay. It should say start and not exit, but okay. Okay. Okay, square is to drive. Wow, you really do, like, book it. I actually kind of appreciate that. Oh, there's little cabins out here. That's kind of cute. Okay. It has flight controls for the rod. Pressing the stick up tilts your thing down. This, and you have a full 360 degree of motion here, including like the actual analog. Wow, that's. I mean, there's definitely a dead zone for up top. My line just keeps going up. Okay. I will say the line looks really bad. It's being rendered in a way that the other PS1 fishing games never did. Where if they were, it was like more of a point-based, just draw a line type of thing. Here it's trying to be a sprite, and it's warping with the lack of a quote-unquote pixel grid on the PS1. Very bizarre. Also, my dude doesn't have hands. Oh no, he's got hands. I thought that was his wrist. Okay, square. Okay, yep. Our foot motor. Circle. It looks like we just are a transformer. You know what I mean? We just go down and now we're a boat. Triangle changes our tackle. Let's do this one. I've yet to see any indication that that there are like fish in certain spots. Yep, I do like we can yank it. It's fun. Transform into boat, go somewhere else. Nope. Forgot it's square to drive. You really do book it on this thing. You sure they didn't want to just make a Jet Moto game? Okay, I mean, I wasn't actually next to the thing, so I don't know why I had to act as if I was. There's yellow on the map. I think that's where we started. Let's head up all the way north here into this alcove. This is also really loud. I'm sorry. This is what it's like in real life. Nero, Nero, Nero. Some good analog action on this. 99, so yeah, obviously the analog controller and the DualShock were out. I wonder if this game required it, because our casting is, Is there a way to, like, go in reverse? Well, okay. Yeah, you turn into the boat, because we should be facing, you know what I mean? Alright, let's just cast, right, what are our different tackle options? It's a lot. Good old spinner. Never treated me wrong. Oh. Okay, well, we had a bite. And I didn't know what button to press because we didn't sit through all million tutorials. Okay, triangle. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, this all of a sudden rules really hard. Aw, hook off. Okay. And it does the bonus thing of still having the... Like, it's not automatically over. Like, you're still in here.
Fish.
Okay.
Rod right. Rod right. Rod left. Too much tension. Too much tension.
Man, I was giving it some time too.
Fish. Rod right.
Come on, it's close. Yes.
Nice fish.
Thank you. I'm gonna pull that sound effect off of the disc. And here's our guy. Hey, you know what? That's where our polygon budget went. I love it. Not technically a largemouth in the fact that it's small, but sure. Released. Watch a save. Oh, let's watch the replay. Gotta load it. Gotta load it first. Now, I'm just saying. Oh! That kind of rules? I'm actually kind of shocked that they rendered anything. Well, that wasn't rendered while we were fishing, obviously. And that video, so to speak, I'm sure it's not an actual video file. It's more like it gets recreated in the game, but 2 memory card blocks. Yikes. That's as much as a single photograph you take in Metal Gear Solid. Those memory cards fill up fast. I only have 1 PS1 memory card. I would love to just collect a bunch. You know what I mean? Because some PS1 games, especially in Japan, came with memory card stickers. Which is neat. Like, yeah, here's an entire memory card dedicated to Tekken. I almost bought it. I say almost bought it on eBay. I was looking on eBay for Tekken stuff, Tekken PS2 era stuff, and saw there's Tekken 5 memory card stickers, that type of stuff. I don't know. All right, cool. We saved it. We have an infinite sized memory card here. Although I would like to buy one of those MemCard Pro 2s for actual use on a PS2. Or the MemCard Pro 1 for PS... No, I think MemCard Pro 2 just for... whatever. Things that don't matter right now. We're fishing. Okay, I kind of like how plucky, goofy, silly, lighthearted the music is here. And then when you hook a fish, just the rad voice dude pops up. And we're in, like, action music time. Also, our dude here looks really hokey.
Okay, good, good. Keep it up.
Our dude looks really hokey here, but when he pulls the fish up, he's like, cool guy.
No, that's just a baby.
Oh. Not gonna show me, huh? Oh.
Hey, that's not a bass.
Sure. Oops. I don't know what I pressed. Was it replay? Having to load into these replays kind of sucks, but I get it. It's different assets entirely. That's neat. It's not showing the boat. That's what Real Fishing 2's problem was. You're just in nebulous water. I can see that being annoying after a while, where it's like having the menu say, no, I don't want to watch the replay. No, I don't want to save the replay. You know what I mean? It's cool that it exists, though. Hey, it's like Metal Gear Rising or Skyward Sword with your rod here. You have full 360 control. No, oh wait, there is a quick, there is a quick release. Letting the spool free allows it to drop down more. I kind of like that. Game's much better than I thought it was going to be. Might need to go somewhere else. This music's not bad. Let's try casting all the way over there. Our dude with weird hands. Look at him. Look at his hands. Sorry, I'm being immature. We got a fish. D-pad doesn't do anything. Although, yeah, switch to digital mode. Forgot about that button. Which sometimes felt like it didn't do anything on in PS2 and PS1 stuff. But, because they probably used both. And it wasn't an either or. Yeah, so our dude here is low polygon. Very low poly. I guess because of the environment and the draw distance. So I can fast reel in with the right stick. This game's alright. From what I've seen so far, this is one I would recommend. I can really just bury the entire line in the water, huh? And it's got ray tracing. Everyone likes that. Alright, well now the fish aren't biting. Do we change? So we have, what, 10 types, was that? Okay. I always like the spinner kind, because they generally tend to give you results in games. Oh, there we go.
Right left. Tighten your line. Rod right. Too much tension. Tighten your line.
He's beating me right now. He's just getting further and further away.
Rod left. Rod down. Rod left. Rod left. Rod down. Rod left. Rod right.
Okay, I think he's got tired because now he's coming our way. Well, we're kind of having him. Nope, nope, he's winning.
Tighten your line.
I don't know how to tighten the line.
Rod down. Tighten your line. Rod left. Watch it.
Didn't work out. It did not work out. Oh, I'm still out there. Just sit here for a second. Start to reel in. Sit here for a second. Release. My cat down there. Pot peered in the corner of my eye. Gave me a fright. She's in the water down there. I forget that on camera that's what I look like. I want to catch at least one more fish in this game before we move on to our final title. And rank this one. Or at least, I guess, maybe just snag one. Weird, in digital mode, you still have that full degrees. You're just using the D-pad to move in that direction. But then when you switch to analog, it obviously is tied directly to the stick. Okay. Let's get this one. Like and subscribe. That's what I tell every fish.
Fish.
Okay.
Tighten your line.
I don't know how to do that.
Tighten your line.
I don't know how to do that.
Right left.
Yes.
Nice fish.
We got a fishy.
Oh, don't you know what a bass is?
Yeah, you said it was a nice fish. A bluegill. I mean, this dude does look like he smokes way too much. Released. Let's watch the replay. Also, his color vest isn't the same as pre-rendered, dude. I think this is neat. But also, games in this era were doing this in real time. We played Bassmasters 2000. Granted, that's a year later. And it's on the Nintendo 64. And it's literally doing a picture-in-picture of what we just saw there in real time while we are the dude on the boat. So, it's not like... I mean, I'm sure the PlayStation could do that, right? And 64 was better at handling, you know, polygons, but like... the PlayStation kind of beat it out and everything else. Okay. That, friends... Let's see, which one of these is it? This one here. Is... What's this game called? Bass Landing. That's right. Bass Landing here. Let's go ahead and rank it. We'll keep the music playing. 'Cause I like the music here. I like this part that's coming up. I think that's fun. Yeah, Tosei. They were the actual devs. Okay. Pretty neat, pretty neat. Environment. This is on PlayStation, an actual full 3D modeled lake, which is neat. You did not always see that on PlayStation. We would obviously see it all the time on PS2, at least so far to our understanding in this series. So I think that's neat. I would also put like the different ways in which you need to cast your line in regards to the weeds and low-hanging branches and whatnot. I guess kind of like the trees behind me. I would kind of put that environment there. And I guess depicting the underwater replay stuff affects this. I was more... I don't want to say surprised, because I was, but I'm more... I think this is above what I would standardly expect from PlayStation. So I'll give it a 4. Music and sound. I guess the music here is a more relaxing, plucky type of fun feeling type of tune. But then, yeah, once it hooks on, it goes into action mode, and I think that works out really well. We've seen a lot of instances in games where that switch over is kind of or perhaps maybe in a game we played today, it was as if there was no music at all, like it didn't care. I'll give it a 4. All the sounds, too, worked out well. The reeling and all that. Hitting the water. The boat. Some of that counts. Fish variety, we've only seen black bass and bluegill. There are 10 different lures. However, there is the obviously the differences in where in the lake. As well, again, that overhang casting into these shady areas under tree lines. Yeah, you're just all that stuff I think is decent. I wouldn't say it's super crazy. So let's see. Just before I go to a 3, Action Bass, we did give Fish Variety a 3 because it's similar in terms of your options here. Real Fishing 2 we also gave a 3. Real Fishing the original gave a 4. Yeah, I'll give it a 3. Fishing Feel, having that complete like analog control over the rod is neat. It's the first time we've seen one of those in one of these games. It is doing the left-right type of stuff that we actually saw in Top Angler. Hooking the fish is a button press. I like that, actually. Still don't know what tighten the rod meant. Or tighten the line, rather. Part of the controls, once obviously you've hooked the fish, when it gets to that fight against the fish, how well is that fight? How well does that feel? And music is a part of that. The visuals are a part of that as well. And how easy are the controls relative to what's going on, to the point where you feel that you are, I guess, in control of what you're doing and able to move on the fly. I feel like that was pretty well done. I think about on the NES there, the Blue Marlin. A great fight for such a simple control scheme. Such a great fight against those giant fish. That worked out really well. I think that is, but even though I didn't give it a 5, maybe. Now I don't want to retroactively start handing out things for it. We gave it a 4. But as of right now, I feel like that is like the gold standard of that feel of the fight. Whereas, even though Fisherman's Challenge, the control scheme, Fishing Feel, I gave that a 5. The overall fight, oh my, like it felt like I was never gonna win it. You know what I mean? Whereas right away here in Bass Landing, it feels like, yeah, no, I got this. And that's a good feeling to have. But that's all a part of a few different factors, and Fishing Feel is one of them. I'll give it a 4. A lot of it comes down to that extra thing that pushed it from 3 to a 4 for me was the 360 degree, and then also like how intently you angle in that direction. You go with the rod, with the analog stick. Was neat. So a 15, that is our first 15, wow, which is a B. Still a B. Okay. Bass Landing, a very solid B. A very surprising and cool title. I'm going to close this, and we're going to move on to our final game of the evening. Okay, this one I'm nervous about. I'm actually nervous about this one. So we've played the Real Fishing series here before. I like them. I would say of the different games we played, even though they aren't the highest ranked, they are my favorite. The Blue Marlin I really liked as well. Obviously, I've talked about it a lot here, but I really do like the Real Fishing series. I liked its very laid-back nature. And I like the fact that it's got all those awesome pre-rendered and video, like actual video footage visuals. I like the progression on, you're in this fishing kind of, I don't want to call it a cabin, but like it's a cabin stationed out maybe somewhere around here. And you're just one of the many fishermen that come and go, and just you stop at this cabin. This is a fisherman's kind of retreat, so to speak. And, I like that aspect of it. Looking through the book, selecting your stuff, your trophies, and all that from your fishing accomplishment, go there. More of like a clubhouse type of thing. And then you go to a location that looks kind of like this. And you're just a rod, and you fish in the thing. I like that. I really do like it. I know 2 things. Number 1, this is on PlayStation 2. We're talking Real Fishing 3 here. The 4th entry in the series. There's a good chance we're hopping to full polygons and away from the pre-rendered visuals and the video loops you would see of your streams and lakes and whatnot, ponds. I also know from having downloaded the Vita one yesterday, as well as seeing the fact that a PS5 release came out last year and a PS4 release came out a few years prior, that at some point this series has anime characters in it. I don't know if you are an anime guy or gal. All I know is that they're anime people. Just, they're there. We'll see if this one is where it swaps over, because I would really love to keep the aesthetics of what we had so far in Real Fishing for as long as we can. This is called Real Fishing 3, and not Real Fishing : something else. I don't remember if there was one titled 4, so maybe at the very least this is the last bastion of this type of real fishing. When did this released in 2003? If it was a 2000 to 2000 and early 2002, I guess, PS2 title, I would say it's more of a lock. I'm kind of stalling here. I'm just nervous. Let's boot it up. There are no achievements here. This is by Natsume. There, they would publisher once more. We got a dog here. Okay, pressing the start button. Got pre-rendered background. I think that might be a photo of a dog. Is it like that Ace Combat dog? You know. Okay, new game. Oh, I said we were going to look at the options in Bass Landing and change something, but I never did. Alright, so this is a video file that's playing. This is still part of the intro, but... Okay, message in a bottle. That's cute. Okay. Here's our cabin. Okay. Okay, our pre-rendered walk-through into the cabin, just like always. Why are we looking? Oh, because they wanted to fade to white? Look up at the light bulb. Have to have the camera look at the light bulb. Okay, not pre-rendered. Real time. Okay. Looks clean and nice though, and 1080 by... I don't know what the horizontal is. A message left on the desk. Since you're reading this letter, I'm assuming you've accepted my request. Hope you had a nice trip getting there. In any case, welcome to Aqua Lodge. I think that's what it was called in the first. Knowing how busy you are, I'm amazed that you're there to look after the place for me. As I told you before, I have to finish up some business here before I join you. I realize with you being from the city and all, you may find things a little slow, but I think you'll enjoy the country life. I'll write you from time to time. Okay, so his business is not like a day, it's like a month? Drop me a line when you have the chance. Let me know what you think of the lodge and lake. See you soon. Did we bring a dog? I'm not moving around for what it's worth. Also, that is... Looks like he belongs in Resident Evil. P.S. Asked a neighbor to turn Furball loose when you got the lights on at the lodge. I'm sure the two of you will get along. Take care. Okay, so he's not our dog. He's a neighbor's dog. We decide the dog's name. But you don't decide your own name? Oh, Devin has that at least a similar looking type of dog. I should have named it after Devin's dog. The one he always yells at. I said that as if it's abuser, like, no, it's the dog always barks. Nothing wrong with the dog. Devin doesn't treat it bad. David scampers over with a letter in his mouth. Thanks for the note. I guess that makes it official. The lodge is yours. David? It's funny you picked that name, because that's what I used to call him. Guess we're in the same wavelength. No wonder we're still friends after all these years. How do you like Aqua Lodge? Or maybe I should ask if you're finding life in the country a little slow for your taste. It's been a while since we've been back, hasn't it? Been you so used to the life city, probably bored, so fishing tired. So try fishing, you'll find everything you need in. By the way, no one writes like that. You know, no one writes a letter and then just stops, and that's like a train of thought in a phone call. By the way, if you haven't had a chance to look around, here are a few things you should know about the lodge. I can't save yet, huh? Oh. I like menus like this. I like skeuomorphism. But I like UI skeuomorphism, which is a little bit different. I like that this looks like tangible, like physical objects, but a UI, if that makes sense. Like, this doesn't look real, but this looks tangible. And that's what I like. Bluegill live here as well as largemouth bass. We saw them in the last game. Last game we played today. Want to go to the spot? Yes. Okay. This game didn't have retro achievements, and that's sad. So I like this series. Okay, the pier. As you well know, this is the only pier on the lake. The only boat you'll find there right now is the old relic sitting next to the pier. Oh. Maybe at some point you do unlock the boat to actually, like, fish in the middle. Okay. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Oh. Okay, right stick strafes. We have Huh. That was just holding down X and not anything else. Okay, circle instantly. How do I reel in? This is for lefties, I just noticed. Oh. X. Okay, the fish are real. All of this is real. You see those mountains? I don't think you can go there, but, like, they're real. Yeah, I think I get the idea now. Okay. Oh wow, so this is fishing. This, what a dumb thing to say. This is actually it. Okay, looks like he's given up. Oh. Where am I? Oh, okay. Okay, it's not even a pound, but sure, we'll keep it. Damn, what's with this base? It's just constantly vibrating the water to fuck up the fish? Health, not good. Well, sorry. Guess I don't want to go back. I guess. Whatever, it's all tutorial stuff. Gotta give it some time. Okay. Basement? Hmm. An unaerated tank, huh? So it's gotta go to the surface to get some oxygen. How do I leave? Oh. Someone's here. David scampers over with a letter in his mouth. Oh, David. Hi, here's a bit of info about the fish you caught the first time around. Okay. To the living room. Oh, I love this. I love this commitment to, like, no. We're gonna walk you over there. And now we sit down. I mean, it's kind of annoying, but, like, I love it. I'm sorry. A handrail would be a little bit safer here, but whatever. We're all adults. I wouldn't call this a tackle room, by the way. Puzzle, huh? Oh, here are your, like, in-game achievement type of thing. Understood. View fly. View rod. View lure. He mentioned spinner, and I like spinner. Okay, well. Okay. You can skip the walking animation. Good to know. Now I have to just remember not to press circle here so I don't skip it. This game has a good look to it. Cleans up really nicely. Guess he didn't like it. Okay. Yeah, come on. Okay, now I know that that's not like the line tension. Oh. This music's pretty good. That's not the angle. Oh. Now, neither of the hooks are actually in its mouth. Damn. Man. No, that's on me, too, because I keep flicking the stick around, playing with it. Okay, come on. It's very tiny. This is very tiny bluegill. Okay. No. Huh. Okay. Surround sound, huh? Sorry. Health and defense? It's funny, I don't think we have a spinner. Yeah. Let's change it up a little bit, but keep what we're doing. It's cool that it shows the stats on how it would be affecting other kinds of fish, you know? I think that's neat. Okay, different angle here. Come on, come on. Come on. It's a good line tension sound there. And the intensity on it pinging whether or not it's getting worse or better. Cool, okay. We're actually seeing under the water here because this one is one that actually doesn't float. Come on. No. I think I skipped too far ahead in the explanation on how to set the thing. That I am missing something here. Okay. As soon as he begins to thrash, let's stop reeling. And just focus on pulling against him. He might not get to that point. This is cool. I think I should have held up there. I was holding down. Only weirdo bummer thing is that you're not seeing the line reel, you know? Okay. No. Come on. Come on. Oh, right at the end. Right at the end. Okay. No, turn around. I'm catching this one. I'm catching this one. No! I don't get it. I don't get it. Can't walk on the pier, huh? Oh. Okay, I think that's the boat he was talking about. Come on. Let me look up the manual for this game. Page 7, that's what we want. How to play the fish. How well you set the hook determines on how long you can play the fish. A poorly set hook may slide out for a few moments. Press the X button to reel in the fish. Fish turns to run. Push up on the left stick to apply pressure. Get reeling again as the fish slows. Setting the hook is the beginner's biggest challenge. Different fish strike the bait and lures in different ways, so the timing varies. Wait for your DualShock 2 controller to vibrate, then press the X button, or push the left stick down to set the hook. Do it right, then you'll hear a ring. Okay. I don't think I did this correctly. No, I didn't. We're gonna get it, though. Okay. I feel like left and right doesn't have like that's not necessary. Mm-mm. Okay. We're catching him this time. We're gonna do it. At least let me catch the tiny thing. Please. I'm doing something wrong here. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, stop thrashing. Now we just start reeling. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't push away from the fish and towards where the fish is going? Would that help? I will say this series does love to have very minimal, if not no UI here. Like, I don't know how far away the line is, you know? That's what adds to the relaxing nature of it. This is a big one. Yeah, I don't get it. Can I get it just at the edge here? So that it has less time to fight me in the water? Come on, come on. You're close already. Turn the hell around. Come on. Yes. That feels like cheating. And he's even smaller than the other one. But he's mine. Maybe I just am ignorant here, but why does this sound just like the water's constantly vibrating? Its health is very good. Oh, the time changed. I wonder if it's because... Is it like you can only keep 2 fish? So therefore, once you catch your second, it's like, yep, go home now. By the time you keep your second, I guess I should say. Come on. This thing's tiny. Let me keep you. Here we go. Sure. I assume JUV stands for juvenile? Just seems weird. Can really flick this this hook around. That's not safe. You know what I mean? I'm just flinging this thing. I didn't set it correctly. It did not make a chiming sound. Yeah. Was kind of just messing around. I want this fish. Give me the fish. I love this. This is how this pause works. Kind of making with the music and the sound, and even the visual of the water still happening. It gives it like a screensaver type of look, you know, for your television. Let's go back. Oof. Yeah, my catch rate's only 7%, but you know I got heart. Put in a lot of effort. I make a big show of it. Huh. Oh, damn, we gotta feed these guys? I think that's enough. I think we've seen enough. We've seen enough to rank. Okay, we're gonna leave the music playing here. That was Real Fishing 3, the first fully polygonal, non-pre-rendered Real Fishing title. So, only Real Fishing 1, 2, and Wild are the classic type. Neat, honestly. I mean, it still keeps the vibe and a lot of what those original titles were going for, and transitions them into 3D pretty well, I feel like. It loses a little bit of the charm of not having those video files and pre-rendered visuals for the actual bodies of water you're fishing at. But it gains a little bit more of a continuity between where you are and where the fish are, because you can see them when you're out there, and they actually are... Like, that is a modeled out section of water, you know what I mean? Rather as all those other titles, it's, you know, the looping video file with the pre-rendered stuff on top of it, and then you'll see, like, indicators of fish, and if your thing gets close enough, then it swaps to either the side view of the first game or the 3D aspects of 2 and Wild. But that continuity of where they are and where you are, it's obviously not the same. So here, you know, it's transitioned over, I feel like, pretty well. The lodge aspect is still intact, which is cute. The dog doesn't seem to play into anything when you're actually out at the water, which I feel like it would only scare away the fish, so unless they're able to keep calm, I don't think you want to bring pets with you anyway. Maybe you bring your pet fish and then you catch it, or rip its mouth out. Environment, it's solid. The polygonal nature of the game cleans up really nice how we played it today on our Magic PS2. And it still keeps a lot of the spirit of those original Real Fishing titles in its environment, despite it being in 3D, and I'm glad it still is doing that. So I'm gonna give it a 4. Music and sound, it's very simple on a lot of the audio. I did swap to surround sound, I didn't notice any changes, but it all sounds pleasant and nice. There isn't action music for when you're reeling it in, but it's going for a more relaxed feel. gave the others 4s, and this is in line with those. Of course, granted, now we're on PS2, although it's still the audio nature of that. Once you get to CDs, man, nothing about audio should, like, expectation shouldn't necessarily go up. I'll stick with 4. It's still nice. Fish variety, we have a lot of tackle options. Each, like the other titles, looks like we're going to have a couple different types of fish in each area. And then how you tackle them, no pun intended, is up to you. It's not insane, though. I'll stick with the 3. And fishing feel. Now, I struggled against it a lot, but I also did that with the very first title, if you remember, and a little bit with Wild. These games have a very hands-off approach to how they indicate to you what's going on. It is audio cues. Like even when the fish is thrashing, regardless of what it looks like, you hear that. Okay, I know. Stop reeling in. Apply up or down pressure. That's a very tricky dance to do. I talked earlier about the fight against the fish and how the games do that really well. It feels like exciting. It feels like a loss, like you know what I mean. But the victories feel earned. My only complaint about that is my hook is dropping out of the fish's mouth, and I'm not understanding. I don't feel how increasing or decreasing pressure affects that, since it all just seems the same, even in variations. Like, I tried many different ways, so it's a little frustrating. But that's something you understand more as you practice more and more and more. So I can't completely fault it on that. And it's, again, very simple, very standard, I should say, and how it's being done. Yeah, nothing about it is crazy. I'll give it a 3 for fishing feel. That brings us to yet another 14, which is a B. Alright, I think it's time we say goodbye. Okay. Alright. Yeah, so there we have it. Our 4 games of the evening. A C, an E, and 2 B. So I feel like overall it's a bit of a win. The real, I feel like, winner was the surprise of Bass Landing being as fully featured and kind of awesome. Maybe I just assumed that, oh yeah, a series or a fishing game, PS1 and PS2 have a lot of fishing games on them. Super Nintendo had a decent amount. Wii has a decent amount. PS1 and PS2 have a lot, and so you're seeing a lot of cash-ins, right? And that's what Action Bass felt like. And maybe it was just a poor bias I had, assuming they had never heard of Bass Landing. It might be one of those one. Age Tech also, they published a lot of lovingly C+ games in that era, for sure. A lot of them from software games, even if they are C or C+. You know what I mean? But yeah, that one was a big surprise. Nakksigwang, which I believe might also be known as Fish.exe on the actual disc image. I gotta come back to that game. I don't think I have the second game queued up in any future one of these streams, so I'll have to see how I want to revisit them, because I feel like I want to revisit. I already marked a few that I do want to revisit. All right, Virtual Fishing and both the first 2 Black Bass games. These 2 because they were in Japanese only, and I feel like I'm missing something. The Black Bass USA, I feel like I gave that too high of a score, and I feel like really need to reassess what that game is. That doesn't mean Hoppy can't make a good fishing game. They made the best one on the NES there, the Blue Marlin. And even today's Super Black Bass was pretty decent. It was okay, you know what I mean? Same thing with last time's lure fishing for Game Boy. As a Game Boy game, okay. Well, it's fine. It's fine. As a Super Nintendo game, this one's fine. So, that is our 4 titles. There will be 4 new ones the next time we do one of these streams. I'm having a lot of fun doing these, so if you enjoy watching me explore every single fishing game, that is the commitment right now. Every single fishing game, please give this channel a subscribe. You can also like this video, that also helps too, but the subscribe definitely helps. I do other stuff here on the channel. Devin and I do some podcasts and other things as well. And David and I occasionally sit down for some very fun stuff. In fact, David and I, this is a new programming update. David and I are doing a Retro Rotation special stream on Veterans Day, Tuesday, in the United States. He doesn't know what he's getting in terms of the quality, but he's playing Bubsy 3D. He doesn't know. Doesn't know about that game. He's playing Bubsy. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're not going to want to miss it. Tomorrow, on Sunday here, is my next trophy hunting stream, continuing Final Fantasy IV in that Pixel Remastered series. And even though I had to delete the upcoming stream from our thing due to stupid YouTube stream key duplication nonsense, Wednesday should have the next S-Rank RPG series exploration stream. I should probably have renamed that to something else, but the next Saga stream, we're playing our RPG on the Game Boy. We're going to continue that. I want to speed along in that game and get it done. I'm thinking maybe we speed run it next time on Wednesday there. So that's all in the cards. There is no podcast coming up on Sunday here. Devin is out of town. We did not record one, unfortunately, but I have a proposition on how we might do some of that changes for that. I'm going to discuss with him, but at the very least, expect one next Sunday as well. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Once again, subscribe if you would like, and take care of yourselves. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.